Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about the 4 different stages to starting your own school. The 4 different stages to starting your own school. All right guys, hi, I am Cindy and I hope you are enjoying this series on how to start a school 101. Teacher School Builders. I hope it is really helping you. And if it is, please go ahead on and hit that like button and then just let me know in the comments. But here's the question for you. What stage are you in? I always get people who reach out to me and sometimes they are really kind of confused. They are frustrated because they really want to start a school, right? They really want to start a school, but they don't really know where to start, or they don't know where they are in the process. And sometimes when you're not able to see an end, you can't even get started, right? Like there are people who will be like, oh yeah, I want to run a school one day. And I'm like, good. You want to start a school one day? Good. What's your vision? What type of school? And they don't know, but they know they want to do a school one day. And then I know I have met other people who said, I want to start a school now. Okay. What type of school? I don't know. And so this video is for those people who may or may not be ready right now, right? But what I want you to do is to understand that each stage is perfect for the next stage. Like no matter where you are right now, it is good that you are where you are, because if you do the things in that stage, it will prepare you for the next stage, if that makes sense. All right, so here are the 4 stages. You have your dreaming stage, planning stage, you have your implementing stage, and you have let's go, baby. All right, so the dreaming stage, this is where it's all a dream, like Word Up magazine. Okay, I'm sorry. Biggie. Oh, okay. Anyway, see, y'all know how goofy I am now, right? Listen, I promise you it's because I've been doing all of this videotaping and I'm like all over the place. But anyway, let's get back. The dreaming stage is really when you can just sit back and just create this school in your mind, right? Like you still may be working. You really can't see when that's going to end for you, right? But you know you want to start your own school. This is the part where you don't even have to put pen to paper at this point, right? At some point you want to get to, but you want to just start. You want to get inspiration. You want to watch videos like this. You want to find other teachers who are doing it, and you're just dreaming up what your school will look like when it's your turn, right? And you want to think about everything. You want to think about curriculum. You want to think about students. You want to think about whether or not you're going to have sports program, whether you're going to require uniforms, all of this stuff. You want to, like, from A to Z, you want to think about. Now, you're not in a position, no one wants you to go and apply for a business license. No one wants you to go open up a bank account. You're just in that period where you can just dream up what this school is going to look like. Now, when you get to the planning stage, still like this, the dreaming don't cost any money. The planning doesn't cost any money, but you want to move from dreaming to planning. What does planning look like? It's really getting those dreams out of your mind and onto your paper. What is the mission, right? Okay, now write down what that curriculum look like. What does your school day look like? Instead of just watching other people or watching like some of my videos, you might really want to start asking questions now. That's your planning period. And you want to be doing research, right? You want to, maybe even you can start floating some things out. I did a video on about 18 different people you might want to ask to be on your advisory board. You might want to start thinking about people you know in each one of those areas, right? Now, you might not ask them right now. yeah, it ain't time. It ain't time to ask them. But you want to know, ooh, who do I know who's like a legal expert? You know, they might be a lawyer or a paralegal. Who do I know that does web design? Who do I know who is a content creator, a graphic designer, an accountant, a bookkeeper? So like you're trying to, you're planning, you're digging into your own resources. Who do I know? Right? And so you're just writing it out there. And you might know more than one, right? And you would just write it down because it might get to a point where you're going to be like, who do I pick? This one or this one? You might have to do both because one tells you no. But the planning stage is literally where all those things you've been dreaming up starts to be put on paper. Don't be afraid of either of these processes. If you guys did not watch the introduction to this whole series, one of the things is that I don't want your money if you don't want to start a school. Like, I want you to know for sure, because for me, I believe in this, right? I believe in other people who say they want to do this. And I also know there's people who, and they mean very well. Like, they want to get started, but then it's like, oh, this is not what I want to do, right? So you don't want to go out and start saying, oh yeah, let me get this bank account. And then in the midst of still researching, you decide, nah, this is not what I want to do. So don't forsake the different stages. The dreaming stage, just let your mind go wild. Don't think about the money. Don't think about how you just dream. Then the planning, you're getting the dream on paper, and then you starting to connect. Oh, do I know these people, or what bank can I go to? And you're doing your research, you're planning, right? And this part doesn't have to be stressful. If you get stuck, it doesn't matter. Keep going, right? You're talking to other people. It's still not etched in stone that this is going to be your reality yet, right? But you got this desire, so you're planning it. Don't invest any money in this stage. All you're doing, everything, you just want to do everything that you can do for free. Watching all of my videos, reading that blog, all of that is for free. And all of that can be in your planning process. Does this make sense? If this makes sense, go ahead on and put me a comment below, okay? Because I feel like I'm talking to myself, but I really had to coach people through this, right? Because they did not realize what stage they were in, and they were trying to do things out of stage. Like if you have not dreamed, then you can't implement, okay? And I'm laughing, but you do not know how many people try to do things out of order, and then they get frustrated. Like, don't forsake the dreaming process. This was a dream before it was a reality for me. Okay? There was a season, or the short one, but of planning. Okay? So after you're dreaming, after you're planning, then is implementing. Now, this is where I would say that you are sure that you are going for this, right? Now, I mean, there is still a window that you can be like, nope, it's not for me. But for the most part, you dreamed it. You were able to get it on paper. You're like, okay, it was in my head. Now I can see it. And you're like, wait a minute, I can start implementing this. I know a content or a graphic design. I'm going to go talk to my boy. I went to high school with him. And you talked to him. He was like, oh, my God, I love that idea. Yeah, I'll work on that logo for you. Yeah, I'll do that website for $100 for you. So now you're implementing, and you're seeing the puzzle pieces line up. You're seeing, oh, okay, this is coming together. This is coming together. And then your implementing stage is like you're real close to making it happen, right? But at the same time, there's that window that if you find out this is not for you, you can still go here, right? So, and then even with your implementing, do it in stages. Don't go and invest in the most expensive thing, right? You still want to do those things that cost very little, because you want to be sure that as you implement, that you take these steps, this is what you want to do, right? And then the last stage is, baby, let's go. You have implemented and you are ready to open your doors. And sometimes it don't look the way we want it to look, right? Some people You're not going to be able to quit your job and start a school, right? You're just not. And it's okay. But you can still do all of the dreaming, the planning, and even to the extent implementing, right? Like I gave one young lady this idea. She knew she wanted to do this, but you just don't all of a sudden one day open a business, right? You have to be known as that, right? And so she needed to start to build her own credibility in her community. So what was my suggestion for her? Okay, plan your school. Why? Because it doesn't cost anything. Like this research, that doesn't cost anything. But now you get into the implementing. But, I can't. Well, Cindy, there's some things I can implement, but some things I can't implement because I'm still working. Okay, well, let's just reimagine how we implement, right? So with her, I told her to start her Saturday school. Parents love that. It's almost like tutoring, but we don't want to call it tutoring, right? Because she don't want a tutoring company. She wants a school. So we want those parents to associate her with school. And so on Saturdays for about 3 hours, sometimes 2 hours, she would advertise, hey, I'm working on XYZ, whatever it is that she was doing in her Saturday school. And so she did that for a while and that started to bring in money now. She didn't do this for free. She charged. But what happens now is that, I got a group of people that I can market to for summer camp. Wow. Her name is getting out there more and more. She went from a Saturday school to now she's doing summer camp. She's building trust in the community. People are saying, oh yeah, she's a great teacher. Oh yeah, my son went to, her for Saturday school. Yeah, we are doing the summer camp. And now that it's closer and she's able to actually stop her job to open her doors, she already have a group of people that she can market to. Even before she quits her job, she wants to know that I have X amount of students who are going to be starting the school with me. And she had X amount of students or were able to get the number of students she needed because she had already begun building a relationship with them. All right. So that let's go stage may not be the final vision of what your school is. She's still in the let's go stage. She's doing something that's going to eventually connect her to her ultimate goal of running a school. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, please put them down below. Here is the next video in our series of how to start a school, Teacher School Builders.